What is up, my friends? So let's get into it. I mean, we are at the mid-season finale. Red Tide, it's over. We are here, and most of our theories didn't come true, but some of them were in there. Maybe a little bit a different way of telling it, maybe, but they're here. So just because it's the mid-season finale does not mean that we are done talking about this. We do still have the next half of the season, which isn't taking a break just as many of us thought it was. It's actually going to be next Wednesday, and that is Death Valley. So I will be covering that as I am covering Red Tide. So for the theories, for the breakdowns, for the ending explains, all of that, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you turn on the bell for notifications. But let's get into Red Tide and that ending. So I think American Horror Story is very much so notorious for having rushed endings. This one's no different. Pretty much what we have at the end is that we realize that the town actually knows what's going on with the pills and the bloodsuckers. And I know that's a question many people had is, how are all these things happening in this town, yet nobody's saying anything? So the reason they don't say anything is because in return, they get the sort of famous people come here to write. It's a muse place, and then people want to come visit it. So we're just going to keep hush hush about all the terrible things that happen because we want people to come to the town. It's good for the economy, right? So pretty much that's what's going on here now. Their state police ain't playing after the police chief actually, they find her body and see she was murdered. So the townspeople pretty much are putting the pressure on the chemist Bell and Austin to devise a plan for all of this to stop because it's getting out of control. So what we see them is they devise the plan, and the plan is to take the son of Harry, as they blame it all on the Hollywood people who pretty much just took everything and turned it into shit. And they're pretty much like, yeah, we're going to take the kid and they're going to pay for everything that happened. So that's pretty much what is the plan. Of course, during this time, Harry is actually already rethinking everything and saying he's done with the pills. He's going to stop now. He's already written enough work and he wants to live a normal life with Alma. She's not with it, and neither is Ursula. But they don't really have much time to discuss any of this further, as the baby is then taken after this discussion. They try to find him, and they see a note that Belle has left where basically they are saying, come here and bring the kid as well, Alma. And they actually do this. Ursula doesn't tag along. She actually has another plan where she goes to meet up with the Pale people in an effort to recruit them, maybe to help them. And yes, it is to help them, we find out. She promises them a fake pill that can reverse everything. And so then we see Harry and Alma arrive, and they're met by Belle, Austin, and the chemist. Just about the part when they're about to be attacked, the pale ones come in and they kill Belle and Austin. The chemist runs with the baby, and I thought she was gone. I thought that was it. But then just as the pale people are about to attack Harry and Alma, Ursula busts through. She kills all of the pale ones, and then pretty much the chemist returns to bring the baby. Harry's like, yeah, we're done. This is over. We're going to live a happy life together now. He hugs Alma, and she's like, just the two of us. And she's like, not you, though. So she basically kills him right there. The chemist and Ursula are like, damn, insane. So the chemist and Ursula talk about this plan that they actually had brought. And so I think that Ursula and Alma and the chemist made this plan from the last episode in the end when we saw them go talk to her. I guess this is the plan that they devised, where they would have all three, Belle, Austin, and Harry, be killed, and then blame everything on Mr. Harry as just going crazy and psychotic. So I think that's where it could have ended here. I don't think the next few minutes we saw were that important, but let's get on with it. So they all move to Los Angeles. Ursula, Alma, the chemist. We see them living a lavish lifestyle. Ursula's recruiting more talent as much as she can, going to Starbucks, random places, seminars, all that. The chemist is using the pills against the bad apple cops so they become pale ones and end up getting killed as well. And she says this is just something she wants to do to give back to the community. Ursula is actually pretty reckless with the pills, just as the chemist has said, giving them to anybody and everybody. So this pretty much is creating a lot of chaos, which we see at the end. And we see Alma actually becoming to the prodigy that she wants to become and taking out the competition just as Alma would. So by the end of it, we see Ursula go to the seminar of writers where she gives the pills to everybody, and this leads to an insane amount of chaos in the city where I would wonder how they would not pick up what's going on. The chemist, however, decides to leave this city, and she takes the baby with her, and pretty much that's where we end. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this ending, right? It basically feels rushed the first half, and in the second half, it just felt like they were doing things for shock factor. To me, in my opinion, like, I don't think it led to anything else besides that. If they ended it when Alma kills her father, that's good. That's it. I don't think it mattered to see what happened next, right? Because nothing of importance really happened. We didn't get the chemist origins. We didn't get the pills origins. I still believe we do get those origins come next season half, which is Death Valley. I do believe we get that there. But this ending, like I said, very rushed. And I told y'all, I've been saying this, that we always do this with shows, right? Where we build such high expectations for an ending and we develop our ending in our own mind, and then that's not what we get at all. And it may be the writers maybe thought about that as well. And they're like, nah, let's keep them guessing. But just as I said when I talked about 1984 with that ending, it just felt very rushed. And this one felt even more rushed than 1984. I'm going to say that because everything just like snapped. Like you didn't even have a time to think about anything. I wish we could have been getting a bit more about what happened to Doris as well. I know it was far-fetched to believe that Kara may have come back, and I know many people thought she would as maybe something else like a siren and all that, but you know, we get what we get. So I still do hope we get some more closure for this one come double features Death Valley season part. I still believe that these two are connected in some way, and I think we definitely get some more answers there, but we will see. Next Wednesday, our first episode of that is Take Me to Your Leader. We did get a little teaser for it, which I will be making a video about tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But like I said, it was very much so rushed, this ending. Kind of a letdown a little bit, especially from that last episode, which I think was one of the best in American Horror Story like history. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but I do hope the next one can bring some more closure for everybody, right? So I am interested, however, what does happen in Los Angeles now, right? Like I said, these pills are out there. These people are going crazy, wreaking havoc, chaos all over the town. Does nobody say anything about this or what? But no, one of the things that I did find interesting, though, is that the military actually created the pills, as the chemist has said. And we don't get much further about that, but she basically says it's all declassified and there's no way that they would reveal the secret of it all. And I do think that that's because it comes from aliens. So I think that that part where she said that the pills were developed by the military is as much as we get about the origins in Red Tide, but I feel like once we get into Death Valley, we talk a little bit more about what's going on with the aliens. I feel like the pills are going to come into play, and I think in the teaser we saw some pills of sorts, but I'm not too sure exactly yet what they could mean. So I truly believe even more certainty now after her saying that the pills were developed by the military, that they were developed during this next half we're going to see. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds and what comes next. But man, big characters taken out in less than 5 minutes again with Belle, Austin, and Harry. And just, like I said, remember, well, my theory initially was that Alma was going to go with Belle or with Ursula, but I didn't expect the chemist, honestly. But still, I always knew she was just going to turn on the dad. Like, we just knew, especially when they went in for that hug and he was talking about we can live happily now, the three of us. And she's basically like, nah, the two of us. Done. I was like, he did. And he did. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories on part 2. Do you think it's connected to Red Tide in any way? Or is this two different stories being told simultaneously and just have made some connections, but not really a full-on connection? Let me know your theories and thoughts below. And let me know what you thought about this latest episode. Were you happy with this ending? Or do you think it was very much so rushed and a letdown? Let me know. I'm curious to see everybody's thoughts on it. But as I said, we will be talking about the next half, just as we talked about this first half. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on the bell. Make sure you just leave a thumbs up. check out the video on the left if you haven't already. Check out my other theories I talked about and see how much I got right, how much I got wrong. And as always, that is going to do it for me. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. And make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you all next time. As always, stay safe, stay positive.